Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. This is Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. I go by the name PK the Bookie Monster, and I have for almost 20 years, a little over 20 years, from a different reading group. So, why Bookeemonsters? Because very much like the iconic character, I devour things. I devour books. Nom nom. So, welcome to Bookeemonsters. It is Thursday, July 27th, almost through the week. Congratulations. We are going to jump into looking at new releases. Good morning. Good morning, Mary. Happy Thursday. It's supposed to be 101. Oh, yeah, this is our week of 100s, and I say it every time. I am so not a summer person. I do not like the heat, and my dog Keo is forcing me to be walking out in the heat, so I guess I need to adjust. I will adjust for my baby. So on Monday we looked at mysteries. Tuesday we looked at some romances. Yesterday we looked at some fantasy sci-fi. And all 3 weeks we were kind of looking, all 3 days we were looking at the cozies and the other romances. And I think we'll probably continue that. Let's take a look and see what straight fiction there is. Let's go to this. The 25 minutes goes by so fast, so I need to stop talking. Oh, but I was going to show you what I'm reading. I am listening to still Full Moon by Jim Butcher, book number 2. And I started to read Role-Playing a Romance. And, oh, it's not here. Let's add it while we're here. I started this whole, from the library came in, so I started to read that too. So let us mark this as, this is a fantasy, and that is currently reading. All right. So, got to get things up to date. Full Moon role-playing. I will be starting Princess Elizabeth's Spy, because I have to have a historical mystery going always. And just started Green Rider, a fantasy. So I've got one of each. Kind of, sort of. Kind of don't have sci-fi here yet. I don't know. I'm a slacker. All right, let's get back to looking at the new releases. And let's look at straight fiction. See if there's anything interesting there. Again, this is a webpage called bookriot.com. I think that's an interesting cover. I usually don't read straight fiction. Isabel is a single 20-something in Portland, Oregon, who repairs damaged books in the basement of the local library, dreaming of a life she can't quite reach. She's filled with longing for life in Amsterdam, even though she's never visited, for the unrequited love of a co-worker, for simpler time from her childhood in Alaska among the threatened glaciers she loves, and for the perfect vintage dress to wear to a party that just might change everything. That sounds very millennial, Gen Z, whatever. Not my cup of tea. But love the cover. That's kind of cool. That is by Alexis M. Smith. Her Little Flowers by Shannon Morgan. Horror. Nope. Horses of Fire, A.D. Rhine, A Novel of Troy. Well, that sounds cool. History. I know the stories they will tell. I've heard the echoes of their songs that will outlive us all, but this song is not theirs. It is mine. Behind the timeless tale you know is the captivating story you never heard. A sweeping epic in which Troy's strong yet misunderstood women take center stage in the most famous war in history. Andromache is cast as the doting wife of Prince Hector, yet her Amazon warrior name means battler of men. Oh dear. This is going to be another patriarchy hate, I don't know. The only one with the cunning to outwit the invading Greeks, she must gather a band of outcasts and become the military commander she was born to be before the life she and Hector have built is reduced to ashes. Rhea is a war refugee and a horse whisperer who finally earns a place and sense of belonging in Hector's stables. To save her new home, she must become an unlikely spy and face down a forbidden love that will test all her loyalties. Helen is blamed by all for starting the Trojan War, but no one knows her real story. To escape her tormentor and foil a plot to undermine Hector, Helen must risk everything by revealing her true face to the one who despises her the most. Had potential. I think they have woken it. We'll see. How to Love Your Daughter by Hilla Bloom. The seemingly inexplicable estrangement between a woman and her grown daughter opens up a troubling question: what damage do we do in the blindness of love? King of the Armadillos by Wendy Chin Tanner. Richard Russo, Somebody's Fool. Let's take a look at that. 10 years after the death of the magnetic Donald Sully Sullivan, the town of North Bath is going through a major transition as it is annexed by its much wealthier neighbor, Schuyler Springs. Peter, Sully's son, is still grappling with his father's tremendous legacy, as well as his relationship to his own son, Thomas, wondering if he has been all that different a father than Sully was to him. Meanwhile, the town's newly consolidated police department falls into the hands of Therese Bond after the resignation of Doug Raymer, the former North Bath police chief and Therese's ex-lover. When a decomposing body turns up in the abandoned hotel situated between the two towns, Therese and Raymer are drawn together again and forced to address their complicated attraction to one another. Across town, Ruth, Sully's married ex-lover, always exes, lovers, and her daughter Janie struggle to understand Janie's daughter Tina and her growing obsession with Peter's other son, Will. Holy moly, we got people here. Amidst the turmoil, the town's residents speculate on the identity of the secondary is the unidentified body and wonder who among their number could have disappeared unnoticed. There's a lot going on there. Crow Valley Karaoke Championships by Allie Bryan. A prison escape, a bear on the loose, botched lyrics. What more could go wrong with Crow Valley's most anticipated night of the year? A year after forest fires ravaged the town of Crow Valley and claimed the life of Dale Jepson, karaoke legend, local prison guard, and all-round good guy, the community hosts a high-stakes karaoke competition. But when a convicted murderer escapes from nearby Crow Valley Correctional, residents discover there's more on the line than local, perhaps even national, karaoke fame. In the starkly comedic, fast-paced ride through an unforgettable small town, 5 residents with intimate connections to Dale and drastically different goals for the night will collide into, conspire with, and aid one another as they scramble to make it successfully through the evening under the scrutinizing watch of neighbors. To the soundtrack of classics belted out with abandon, voices will crack, cars will be stolen, marriages will falter, and kids will slip away in search of trouble, and maybe, just maybe, lives will be transformed for the better. That sounds cute. I don't read fiction, but that sounds cute. I'm gonna flag that one. The Forest Brims Over by Maru Ayase. Fiction in translation. A woman turns herself into a forest after long being co-opted to serve as the subject of her husband's novels. The surrealistic fable challenges traditional gender attitudes and exploitation in the literary world. Not my cup of tea. Nina George has a new one, The Little Village of Book Lovers. A young woman with extraordinary power to bring soulmates together searches for her own true love in this tender, lyrical standalone novel. Everyone knows me, but none can see me. I'm that thing you call love. In a little town in the south of France in the 1960s, a dazzling encounter with love itself changes the life of infant orphan Marie-Jean forever. As a girl, Marie-Jean realizes that she can see the marks love has left on the people around her, tiny glowing lights on the faces and hands that shimmer more brightly when the one meant for them is near. Before long, Marie-Jean is playing matchmaker, bringing true loves together in her village. As she grows up, Marie-Jean helps her foster father, Francis, begin a mobile library that travels throughout the many small mountain towns in the region of Nyon. She finally finds herself bringing soulmates together every place they go, and there are always books that play a pivotal role in that quest. However, the only person that Marie-Jean can't seem to find a soulmate for is herself. Well, he's not nearby, honey. She has no glow of her own, though she waits and waits for it to appear. Everyone must have a soulmate, surely, but will Marie-Jean be able to recognize hers when love finally comes her way? I bet ultimately. And coffee is required. Another big cup. Mary got it from Etsy. Wonder if you have to read his two previous books before reading that one. Do you think the Richard Russo one? I don't think so. I think it's a standalone. Let's take a look. We'll have to look into that. I don't think you do. And the last one listed here in fiction for this week, The Woman in the Castello by Kelsey James. Set in 1960s Italy, La Dolce Vita. His stylish, atmospheric debut spins a bewitching web of ruthless ambition, family secrets, and the consequences of forbidden love, as an ambitious American actress snags a starring role in a mysterious horror movie shooting on location in a crumbling medieval castle outside Rome. Lots of little blurby things there. Rome, 1965. Aspiring actress Sylvia Whitford arrives at Rome's famed Cinecittà Studios from Los Angeles, ready for her big break and a taste of La Dolce Vita. See? La Dolce Vita. Instead, she learns that the movie in which she was cast has been canceled. Desperate for money, Sylvia has only one choice: seek out the Italian aunt she has never met. Gabriella Conti lives in a crumbling castello on the edge of a volcanic lake. Sylvia's mother refuses to explain the rift that drove the sisters apart, but Sylvia is fascinated by Gabriella, a once famous actress who still radiates charisma, and the eerie castle inspires Sylvia's second chance when it becomes the location for a new horror movie aptly named The Revenge of the Lake Witch, and she lands a starring role. Sylvia immerses herself in the part of an ingenue tormented by the ghost of her beautiful, seductive ancestor. But when Gabriella abruptly vanishes, the movie's make-believe terrors seep into reality. No one else on set seems to share Sylvia's suspicions, yet as she delves into Gabriella's disappearance, she triggers a chain of events that illuminate dark secrets in the past and a glowing menace in the present. ... Listed as fiction, not horror. But that is the last of that. All right, let's jump over to where we were in first fiction, the cozies and the romances here. A couple of those sounded interesting. Do you have a big cup too? That's how you got to do it. Little cups are for wimps. Not really, you just have to be able to get up and get more coffee or tea as required. I like to have it all in one big cup. But yeah, that one I got from Etsy. I like the happy yellow color. Alright, let's go over here. Let's see, I think, did we look at Just a Few Kisses? I can't remember. Just a few fake kisses. A pretend romance should be easy if they can get their feelings to cooperate. Chloe Hahn is thrilled that celebrated violinist Anthony Larson, Chloe's longtime crush, will play with the Hana trio during her sister's leave. But when a past romantic entangle threatens Anthony's image, he asks Chloe to pretend to be his girlfriend to save his reputation. Believing Anthony's still in love with his wife, Chloe agrees. Between their age difference and their brother-in-law's overprotectiveness, falling for each other is off limits. Also that they are co-workers. But the irresistible desire between them is a challenge neither anticipated. Dot, 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 dot. And Canine Hunter by Cassie Miles. Oh, I forgot to say, Just a Few Kisses More is by J.C. Lee. All right, Canine Hunter by Cassie Miles. Oops, let's do this. This is part of the Harlequin intrigue line. When unspeakable danger strikes close to home, she'll risk everything for justice. Piper Comstock and her dog Izzy live a peaceful life in the Oregon forest, until her best friend and his daughter are targeted by an assassin, as one does. You know, who doesn't? U.S. Marshal Gavin McQueen knows the truth. A witness in protection has been compromised. Now a gang kingpin wants revenge. Piper vows to help Gavin catch the culprit. But as the danger and duo grows closer, is the peril to Piper's life or to her heart? Good question. We did that one. Last Summer on Christmas Island. Let's open that one. Good morning, Patty. Welcome. Welcome to Thursday. And Mary says, hi. Hope you're doing great today. Gonna be a hot one. Ugh, yuck. Love the bike on the cover. Yeah, they're doing some cute stuff over here. Because this line, this is a Harlequin heartwarming line. Yesterday, didn't they have the flowers? Was it a cowboy boot? We'll have to look at that. So this is Last Summer on Christmas Island by Amy Denman, fourth of Return to Christmas Island series. Could a fake engagement reveal true love? Boutique owner Violet Brookstone would do anything for her lifelong best friend, Jordan Frome. Even pose as his fiance so Jordan can win a promotion to the Great Valley Hotel, far from Christmas Island. But the pretend summer romance makes Violet realize that Jordan is more than just a friend. How can she tell him the truth when confessing will keep Jordan from the fresh start he deserves? Well, you just tell him. Tell him. Which they'll finally figure out. But yeah, isn't that cute? And the dog. Oops, wrong one. Wrong one. There we go. Yeah, what was that? What's that other one? Yep, see? That line does really pretty covers like that. Good eye. All right, I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Lethal Reprisal by Kalia Cross. This one looks to be just a regular romance, not a Harlequin one. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot to click the right tab here. All right. Eight of Eight in Crimson Point Protectors series. She thought he was dead. Only mostly dead. Marley Abrams is no stranger to heartbreak, but her world was ripped apart when she got a call telling her the man she loved was dead. She mourned him ever since, struggling to pick up the pieces and make a new life for herself. Until one night, when an unexpected threat hits too close to home, and he suddenly walks through her door very much alive. Now he's back, and something deadly has followed him. Warwick James has been living a half-life since nearly dying in an explosion on an op 16 months ago. In the aftermath, he was forced to make the impossible decision to let Marley believe he was dead in order to protect her, because danger is stalking him. He can feel it, even if he can't prove it, and the gaps in his memory, I knew it! I knew there would be memory issues, make it impossible to put the pieces together. He tried to keep his distance, but when the danger stalking him threatens her, he can't stay in the shadows any longer. Now forced to go on the run together, he'll do whatever it takes to win her back. But first, they'll have to keep them both alive. I'm not thrilled with the cover, although strangely there's a lighthouse here. But it sounds intriguing. You know what it really sounds like to me? I used to watch, back in the 80s, the soap opera called Santa Barbara. And there was a summer when Mason, everybody thought Mason was dead, but then, and Julia was just absolutely devastated. That was, the hot couple. And I loved them. And then he came back. Do I read all the lines? I heard just one in particular. I read, I've started to read, and I've just recently gotten back into them. I read whatever one sounds the least silly. I am such a weird, I love sci-fi, but I don't like aliens. I like fantasy, but I don't really like dragons. I like romance, but I don't like unexpected babies or billionaires or things like that. So I like the love-inspired ones. I do like the intrigue ones because I love mysteries, and so putting them together, if they're not done in a silly way. I have I don't know, maybe I read too many when I was young. I just, but I do like romance. I really do. And there's something for everybody. Ah, crud. The bell has rung. We got a couple more minutes. I don't think we looked at this one. Mademoiselle Revolution. Let's see if it's a paperback release from a hardcover earlier. Looks like it is. Yep, it came out last year. We're only interested in new releases. Matched by Mistake. Let's get rid of that. A Romance Western by Catherine. I can't see. It's too small. We'll do this last one and then we'll head out for the day. By Catherine Garbera. Garbera? When a new dating app matches the members of feuding families, one date for the public leads to sizzling chemistry in the first novel of the Texas Cattlemen's Club. Diamonds and Dating Apps miniseries. To keep up appearances, they'll fight an attraction neither expected. Scandal abounds at the tech fair in Royal, Texas, when a very public dating app snafu matches Jericho Winters with Maggie Del Rio. Their high-profile rival families have been feuding for generations, and both sides agree that the reluctant offspring should go on the date to keep the PR positive and help make the app a success. But Jericho and Maggie never expected to actually like each other. When fake kisses lead to real, undeniable desire, they must choose between burying the family feud to stay together or destroying each other for good. That sounds cute. And she's got a great dress. So something like that I would keep in mind for something I would be interested to read. Must heed the bell. It has spoken. Hope to see you all at Thunderhost Ascendant today, and meanwhile, have a great day. Tonight is a sprint too. Yes, indeed. So let's. I appreciate everybody coming. That 25 minutes goes by so fast. I could talk about books all day long. So thank you very much for showing up this morning, or if you're going to watch it later, I appreciate that too. Hit the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit the notification to know whenever I'm doing any surprise sprints or anything like that. Otherwise, we look at new releases Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 6 a.m. Montana time, 8 a.m. Eastern. Tonight we are going to do some more sprints at 6 p.m. Mountain time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Probably 6:05 to give me a little extra minutes while I'm taking care of Keo after work. But otherwise, have a good morning, guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.